Alrighty, all Rudy. Let's get back to what we were working on here from the book you guys gave me. Dad, I want to hear your story. A father's guided journal to share his life and his love. I want to back up some, but I know we did talk about, and I don't really read these beforehand. I should, but we did. It did ask me some about a television show, and I said I left out one. It was Soul Train. Soul Train was very big in our household, in our culture, in our community. It was huge, man, in Soul Train. So, ha, a father's favorite thoughts and advice. What are a few television shows and movies that are a must watch for you in your family around the holidays? Either way, holiday or not, Soul Train was a must watch, man. Charlie Brown. Charlie Brown was a must watch. The Wiz was a must watch. I mean, there was a period of time where we actually liked watching the Wizard of Oz, but the Wiz was the black version, and we loved that more than the Wizard of Oz and Charlie Brown. Charlie Brown had specials every holiday, like Halloween, Christmas. What's another one? All of them. Thanksgiving. Um, Charlie Brown special would come on. It had this special little. You knew, oh man, that must be Charlie Brown. Sometimes we get a heads up from teachers. They would tell you, man, Charlie Brown's coming on tonight, so you know you had to be home and ready. Or like our parents would buy this book called TV Guide, and what a TV Guide did was it would tell you all the television shows coming on for that week, and what time and a little bit about them and what channel. So yeah, Charlie Brown. What television shows from the past do you wish was still making new episodes? Charlie Brown. I mean, now we gotta like pay to watch Charlie Brown during the holidays, which is bogus. I mean, somebody bought him, and now you got to pay to watch him, and that's crazy. And that was a big fun thing for us. So I would say Charlie Brown. Um, I mean, there's Sanford and Son and all that. All those people are past and gone. But if you watch it still today, it's still funny. Um, Soul Train, man. Soul Train can't be Soul Train anymore because our culture's been robbed and raped so much by so many people. Um, they just have taken it all away, and that's sad. Um, but yeah, if another Soul Train could happen that really dealt with our culture was running it like Don Cornelius did. That would be fun to watch. But man, that part of our culture is so raped and robbed, and I'm hurt by that. How many books would you say you read each year? I don't read as many books anymore as I used to. I do maybe more audio, and I used to just go through them. Man, I could go through, three a week back when. But I don't read as many books anymore. I read more scriptures out the Bible now, daily. When you read, what's your favorite genre? Well, first of all, I don't like fiction. I only like nonfiction. So, and I don't do self help books. I'll just read the Bible for that. I don't do self help. I would do documentaries. That would be my favorite. What is your favorite memory from the last 12 months? Wow. Maybe I should read these questions ahead of time so I can really sit down and think about them. Oh, that's a tough one. I would say my favorite memory would be waking up every day for the last 12 months. That sounds like a really good one right there. Um, it's really hard to pinpoint just one thing. So I would say, man, I'm just grateful to wake up every day, have a home, have heat, food, a hot wife, you two boys. Um, that look like me, um, I would say, yeah, it's just really hard to pinpoint one thing, man. So I'm waking up every day. Which has the most impact in our lives, faith or free will? Okay, it says faith. I say faith. The faith that we have in God has the most impact. Um, Faith, that you can say, well, my faith, I didn't believe in God, so my faith is death, literally spiritual death. So I would say faith in God, belief in God, be a doer of his word will have the most impact in your life because it gives life. He says that. Um, he says in John 10:10, he comes to give you life and life more abundantly. So he gives you life. So faith. What do you believe is, is the purpose of our lives? Easy. The Bible tells you what your purpose is, all of us. We don't have to read, a purpose driven life and all that for what? He says your purpose is why you put here is to worship him. That's our purpose. Everything else is like extra. Our purpose is to worship God and spread his word. That's it. That's our purpose. It says he will give us um, the desires in our heart. He will put those desires in us. We just got to listen and then move. A father's favorite thoughts and advice. What role did religion have in your family when you were growing up? A huge one. But it wasn't religion. I didn't come from a religious family. We were more uh, faith and spirit led. Religion is like a different coat. Oh, you're this, oh, you're that. No, we were believers in the Trinity. We were believers in God. And I went to church 3 days sometimes on Sundays 3 times. You know, Early for the first service, come back for the second service, and then third is the concert. So yeah, um, that was yeah. Were there any specific religious rituals, celebrations, traditions that your family observed? Man, I mean Easter. It was a point. My mom, your grandmother, would say, "I'm not going to go on Easter because I'm going to get the sinners my seat." So man, we didn't really have, excuse me, we didn't really have a lot of religious traditions and things. I mean, you Christmas, everybody did that, you know. Um, yeah, I guess I answered that. Right about the time when your faith and your spiritual practices helped you through a challenging period. Page 137. I can tell you one off the top of my head. It's a whole bunch of them. This could be a whole nother book. When Khalil, you were born, your mother almost died. They didn't think she was going to make it through the night. She started losing blood. She started convulsing on the table after they pulled you out. Uh, so I had to walk you. They asked me to leave the room. I had to walk you out the room, put you in with the other newborns, and I remember going back to the room where we were at, and turning the TV off. Judge Mathis was on. I'll never forget it. Cut it off, and I thought to myself, I'm going to have to raise two boys by myself. How am I going to do this? And I just start praying. I prayed in the room. I walked around. I left out, walked around the hospital several times, just constant prayer. Your grandparents called. and was like, "Hey, how's everything going?" I said, "Everything's fine. We're gonna come up." I said, "I'll just wait. It's late, so come, we'll catch it, tomorrow." I was like, "Okay," and I didn't tell him what was going on. I just didn't have the heart. And then that next morning, the nurses was happy. She made it through. When I came back in the building after praying, they put their head down. They didn't really want to look at me, and I just kind of felt like something ain't right. So I continued to pray all through the night. And guess what? You're here, mom's here, everybody's here. They told her, it's gonna be a year before she gets back right. She lost so much blood, all kind of things. So with that said, God brought us through. So that answers that question. Mightily, might I add. Next one. What advice in how on how to live our best life would you offer to someone in their 20s and 30s? That's a great question. The advice I would give: live your life. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Don't make big stupid mistakes. And also know when to cut it. Like, man, this is a bad mistake. Okay, I need to cut my losses and move. I know for me, sometimes I just hated losing. I never wanted to cut the loss. I just like, I'm gonna keep moving. But sometimes you got to cut it. It's like, it's a loss, man. I got to move on. Let it go and keep moving. So, excuse me. My big advice would be several. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. If you do, you find out it's a bad way, cut it. Cut off and forget about. Don't totally forget. Remember it so you won't do it again, but let it go. Don't let it eat at you. That's the devil. The devil wants to condemn you and say, you did something wrong, you dummy. You're dumb. Once you give that up, man, repent, keep moving, and move forward. The next one would be, dating wise and all that, man. Don't live a married life in your 20s unless you're married. You know, older people always want to make a younger person old fast. Stay young as long as you can, man. Um, uh, that would be my thing. A lot of times older people see you dating. Oh, you got to get married. No, you don't. God let you know when you need to get married, just like He let me know. Uh, live that life, man. If you're single, live a single life. You know, people, oh, you got to get you a home. No, you don't. No, you don't, man. You can get an apartment that is not crazy expensive, that you can afford easily, as long as you're safe, that you can afford easily, and stack your paper, stack your money until you figure out where you want to be and what you want to do. Travel the world, man, as best as possible. Don't put your roots in the ground too soon. That would be my advice, man. You're setting up for 40s and 50s, so you can put it on autopilot and sit back and relax. But don't put your roots in the ground too quick. Don't live a married life single. Don't try to get old fast, man. That would be my advice. And what lessons about life do you think you could learn from someone in their 20s and 30s? What I just said. Um, what I just said. What I can learn right now from somebody in their 20s and 30s: don't try to get 70. Like, live where you are. Try your best to be present and live it every day. Because tomorrow's not promised, man. Dad, at where I'm at now in my life, I done seen friends drop off way too soon. Um, and just, oh, I'm preparing, I'm getting this. They never even seen it. I'm gonna tell you a quick story. I was at the gym and there was a guy, he was retired. He was like, yeah, I said, what you gonna do? I'm retired. He was working out. And I said, oh man, that must be great. He said, not really. I was like, what? I was taken aback. I was like, what? He was like, yeah, man. He said, my wife and I said, we're going to retire. We're going to do this. We're going to go see the world, da, 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 da. And he said 14 days after they retired, she died. And I didn't know what to say. So he said, "Ah, man, look, you better live your life now every day because there's no guarantee you're going to retire. There's no guarantee of anything other than death. So you go live your life." And ever since that conversation, that's what I do. That's why y'all see me every 3 months or every other month on a plane, living and doing what I want to do. Now, everybody don't like traveling or whatever, and that's fine. But that's what I enjoy. I've always enjoyed it since I was young. But yeah, that's you know, I'm the same thing. I'm not trying to live 20 years ahead of where I'm at. I mean, we can put up all the money you want for retirement. You can do everything right, and an illness sucks all that money, and then what? Or you get robbed or something happens. Nah, man, you got to live every day like it's your last. So, yep. Oh man, that's the last question. All right, man. Well, this was a great book, fellas. Um, I'm gonna do a closing thing because I'm gonna go back through some things that I've thought about since I went through it once, and I'm gonna close it out because I think I got some things to add. I think about it, after I've already said it. Because again, remember, I did this book and I didn't like pre-read it. We're gonna hit it on the whim, and that's what I did. So anyway, man, this was great. Helped me reconnect with a couple friends. They saw an episode of it, and they were like, "Man, I didn't know. You thought I was your best friend," or they even told me some things about me that I didn't even know how they felt about me. So, good book, man. For you and whoever's after you guys. Um, man, I hope y'all enjoy it. You know, y'all look like me, so do what y'all got to do to be better, man. I told y'all my goal for y'all has always been husband first, father second, be a productive member in society. I didn't say y'all had to be, a quadrillionaire, a billionaire, a millionaire. It's great if you are, man. I hope you get there while I'm living so y'all can help dad out. But and mom. But I just want y'all to be productive members in society and fear God. That's it. If y'all do that, man, dad's happy. Protect the name. Remember, my dad, great grandfather was a slave. So, we're really connected. Dad grew up in Jim Crow. He had a lot of issues he had to face, man. He did it well. Same with mom. And on mom's side, her father was the first black sheet metal apprentice or whatever you call it in Ohio. So yeah, man, y'all come from a good stock. Y'all already know about all the athletes on my side. So just understand that, man. Go out here and be the best Branhams y'all can be. And if y'all do have a family, raise them through what the Bible says. Okay, what the Bible says, raise them through that. So, all right, I'm gonna do a final recap later.